Hey everyone! Welcome back to my channel, Kindlespices. So today I'm going to be making chicken enchiladas for you here today. I have all of the ingredients listed on the table for you, and I will go ahead and explain what we have here for you today. So I have about 6 cups of water boiled right here for our chicken. I'm going to be putting some spices into there for it to boil for about 20 minutes. Right now, I'm going to show you what we have. So these are the chilies that you're going to be using for the enchilada sauce. This is called the pasilla ancho entero. I guess I pronounced that hopefully correctly, but you can get this at a Mexican market or any like international fusion market that sells this. But Mexican market will basically be the main place that will have this, of course. And then this is the chili guajillo entro. They're both considered as chili pods. There's different brands that you can buy from. The one that I got was from La Fiesta. So that's that. You're going to be needing about 3 of the guajillo chili pods and 2 of the anjo chili pods. So in a minute, I'm going to be breaking them down and extracting all the seeds out from them. And this is optional. You can either put cinnamon sticks into your enchilada sauce or you don't have to. I feel like if you put cinnamon sticks into the enchilada sauce, it'll bring a lot more fragrance and flavor coming out from it. And then the sauce that I'm making today is out of scratch. Normally you can buy the enchilada sauce from the can already pre-made, but I feel like making it from scratch is going to be a lot better and tasting. And I have here is ground cumin. This is about a half a teaspoon of ground cumin. And I have about half a teaspoon of oregano, half a teaspoon of paprika, and I have 1 teaspoon of salt that we are going to be incorporating into our enchilada sauce in just a moment. I have about 6 cloves of garlic. 2 is going to be minced down and put into our enchilada sauce, and then the rest of the garlic clove is going to be within our chicken. Here I have 6 tomatoes, vine tomatoes. You don't have to use all of it. Just use enough for the sauce, and also I'm going to be making a side dish of beans and Spanish rice. So I would need 1 tomato for the Spanish rice and 1 tomato for the enchilada sauce. Right here I have corn, sweet corn from a can. This is going to be marinated or mixed in with our chicken. Once it's done boiling, I'm going to shred it down, mix it all together, and it's going to be our filling for our enchilada. I also have Mexican style blended 4 cheese. And then for the chicken, I have about 1 pound of chicken. I have the yellow corn tortilla here. This is about 10 count in here. I have 2 bags of them. Alright, so let's get started. Let me go ahead and get this boiling. So we're going to throw all of our chicken in there. And then I forgot to mention, this is a whole onion here. You're going to cut this onion in half, and you're going to throw the first half into with the chicken so it can be flavorful. And then the second half is going to be incorporated into our enchilada sauce. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this. Alright, and then you're just going to go ahead and toss it in there. And we're going to keep the other half for when we start to make our enchilada sauce. And so you're going to grab just a good amount, and you're just going to chop it up and mince it pretty nicely. This is minced good enough, so you're just going to grab a handful of that, and you're just going to go ahead and throw it in there, and it's going to be boiling all together and marinating in with the chicken. And then I'm gonna go ahead and take my garlic cloves here, and I'm gonna mince it up. So our garlic is minced, and we're gonna go ahead and toss that in there with our chicken. We're going to let this simmer and boil for about 20 minutes until the chicken is nicely done and soft, where we can shred it apart very easily, where it just comes apart nicely. So like that. Good. Close it with the lid and just let it boil. Now I'm going to work on our chili here, and I'm gonna take the chili seeds from inside. You can leave it in there if you like. I want to take it out because when you leave it in there and make it with the enchilada sauce, that's how it becomes a lot more spicier. But I want mine's mild. I'm not too much of a big spice person, so I'm just gonna go ahead and cut off the stem and take out the chili. So I cut off the stem, and let me go ahead and just slice it down the middle. So just a little bit, so we can just open it up and take all the chili out from there. Just pour it all out. You see the seeds that are in there? Yeah, this is where all the spice comes from. And what we're gonna do is, after I'm done cutting up all of this pepper, I'm going to put it into a boiler, and we're gonna boil it for about a good 15 to 20 minutes, so that way it can soften up. And then I'm gonna throw it into our blender, including all the recipes that I mentioned earlier, and we're just gonna blend it all together, and that's how our enchilada sauce comes out. So now we're gonna go ahead and chop down our onion. So those are my 4/4, and of course when it comes apart, you see it's smaller slices where it blends down easier. And then for the tomato, you're going to want to dice these. Okay, so we're just going to set that aside. Alright, so now we're just going to wait until this finishes up boiling, and then we'll take it to the next step into making our enchilada sauce. Alright, we'll see you guys in about another 10-15 minutes, okay? Our chicken has been boiled for 20 minutes now, so all you need is just 2 forks, nothing extra, nothing too spectacular, and you're just gonna go ahead and just shred it down into strings. I'm gonna take these onions out because we're going to be chopping the onions that were boiled with the chicken and incorporating it back into here to mix it all together. Okay, let's take a look at our water boiler. See how this is going. Okay, so this is boiled good enough. So we're gonna go ahead and throw in our chilies, our cinnamon sticks, ground cumin, our paprika and oregano, our salt. And if the fire is too high, just go ahead and lower it down to a medium to low heat. We just want to make sure that we don't overcook anything or burn anything. We just want to get that pepper to be softened up, nice and done. And then we're going to throw it into the blender right after. So I'm going to go ahead and chop up the rest of our garlic here and put it into our enchilada sauce. Alright, so I'm going to throw that in there all together, okay? Give this a good stir. And we're just going to let this boil for about a good 10-15 minutes just for it to soften up, so that way it'll be easier to blend all together. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and chop up our onions that are boiled. chicken, and we're gonna throw in our corn and just mix everything all together. Now you don't have to use corn if you don't want to. Most people just use the chicken and some onion and some cheese, but I like to put the corn in because it's actually pretty good when I have the corn into the filling. It actually brings a good like sweet and like spicy flavor that comes out from it. Alright, now we're going to add in our Mexican style blended cheese. This here is about, I would say, a tablespoon of blended cheese. And we're just going to blend that in all together. Alright, so since this is mixed all together nicely, we're going to go ahead and set this aside. And after our enchilada sauce has been made and put together, then we'll go ahead and put some enchilada sauce in here as well. So as you can see, the chili is starting to soften up already. If you can turn it very easily, you can see that it's getting there. And then here, this is pretty like starting to look kind of, I would say kind of soggy or mushy. That's what you want to look for instead of the firmness. So that's how you know that it's getting soft. So just about another 5 minutes in this boiler and it should be ready to blend. Hey guys, so it's 10 minutes over and our spice has been boiled and softened up. As you can see, it's pretty much boiled to the point where it's really soft and dense. So now we can just go ahead and throw it into the blender. And when you do boil it, you want to keep the juice that you basically extracted out from the chili, because you're going to need that and pour it into the blender to make your enchilada sauce. What we're going to do first is we're going to throw in all of our chili spices in there. And then we're going to gradually pour in the juice little by little. And so that way it could blend all together thoroughly. So go ahead and pour all of that in there. Okay. And then you could just toss in your tomatoes. Toss in your onion. And go ahead and throw the lid back on. We're going to blend this on low first. So there's 1, 2, and 3. 3 being the max. You just want to blend it on the number 1 first and see how it goes. You see, on 1. And you see, when you put it on 1, it's already strong enough to blend. Let me take off the top and show you how it looks so far. And you see that it's blended nicely. So we're going to go ahead and pour in the liquid, just a little at a time. All right. Put the top back on. Exactly how enchilada sauce is supposed to look like. You want that redness to come out of it. We're going to release it once again, and just make sure that when you release it, just the top lid side is on sideways, so that's the way it doesn't pour all over or spill all over the place actually. And we're going to pour about another quarter of juice in there, and we have like a quarter left in here, and we're going to pour the rest in after one more blend. Okay. Nicely done. So I'm going to release this, and I'm just going to go ahead and grab a spoon and just stir it in there and make sure that it's basically liquid. There's no more solid parts or ingredients left in there. And yeah, it looks like it's pretty blended down. Nice. And look at that. Look how wonderful that looks. Look at the liquids all reduced down, blended nicely. So our enchilada sauce has been blended. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to pour it into our pan, and this is where we are going to boil it and make the sauce thicken up. Now this is the most important part of your step. You cannot skip it. You cannot try to not do it at all, period. You need to do this. So we're going to go ahead and wait till this boils up. And when it does boil up, what you want to do is just have a spoon handy, because you want to constantly stir it so that way it doesn't burn the pan. Let me go ahead and taste it. Ooh! Oh gosh, this is, yeah. Luckily I did not use the seed because this is actually pretty spicy. It does need a little bit more salt incorporated in there, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just add another tablespoon of salt in here. So I'm going to add about a teaspoon of salt. Just add a little bit more flavoring in there. And I'm going to go ahead and add just a little sprinkle of black ground pepper. Okay. And as you can see, the sauce is becoming a little bit more thick than before, and that's exactly what you want. We'll do another taste test, see how this goes. A lot better. Woo. Yep. Like I said, when you're doing the final touch in boiling this enchilada sauce, this is where you'll need to add more seasoning if you like, to add more flavor to it. And so another teaspoon of salt just did it for me. So now let me go ahead and turn the fire down because this is already thickened enough. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of enchilada sauce. This is about a tablespoon here. I'm going to go ahead and put it into our chicken mixture, and we're just going to mix it up. You don't need to put too much into it because once you start assembling and making the enchilada, it's gonna be pretty much seasoned in there. Look at that. Look how thick that sauce is. Nice. Alright. You don't have to wash the pan. All you need to do is just get a couple paper towels to just wipe it down. You can just reuse it, because what we're going to do is we're going to toast up the tortillas, basically the corn tortilla in here, and then assemble our enchilada. Just about a teaspoon of oil. So the tortillas are like this. It's like very hard, and you could break it easily. It feels like it's like how you say, dry dough. We're gonna put it in here so that way it could be flimsy, and that way when you start to assemble and put everything in, it won't break. The shell won't break on you. So you can just throw it all in there, and then you're gonna constantly flip these after about a minute or two on each side. Okay, so while that's heating up, what I'm going to do is in a ladle, if you have one, you're just going to get a good amount of sauce, like just one scoop. That should be good enough. And then, well, not one scoop, let's just do half a scoop first, because I don't want our pan to be overfilled. And we're just going to lay it down on the pan here. As you can see, that half didn't work, so we'll do another half, which equates to one full. There you go. You want to put this down here on the pan because you don't want the pan to burn up or the tortilla to stick to it. So just a little bit, enough for it to be juicy, so that way it doesn't stick to our pan here. Okay, so let's go ahead and flip it now. Now, as you can see, it's like a yellowish color instead of orange color instead of a yellow color. That's exactly how you want it to be. So now let's go ahead and assemble everything together. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to toss in a little bit more cheese there with the filling, and then we're just going to wrap it up. And you want to make sure you wrap it face down and just leave it in the pan, face down. Okay, and you have extra filling, it's fine. Just go ahead and just put it on top. It doesn't matter. Because what we're going to do is, before you put this all together, you want to preheat your oven to about 375 degrees. My oven has already been preheated for this, so it's ready to go right in. So now I'm going to go ahead and top off our sauce on top of here. You want to make sure you want to get every corner of your enchiladas. And you just want to make sure you put enough cheese on here so it can melt evenly. Okay. You can just leave it like that if you want to, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to add basil on top of there. Alright. Okay, and we are set. Let's go ahead and put this bad boy into the oven. Okay guys, so 20 minutes has passed. Now we're gonna go ahead and take off the foil and see how it looks so far. Woo! Whoa! Wait. Oh my god, that looks so good. I am ready to eat. Alright, here we go guys. This is my chicken enchilada. It came out a little bit crispier than I expected, which is fine. I like a little bit crunch on top anyways. This is how you make chicken enchilada. And of course, we have another taste tester today, so let me go ahead and bring this over to her. Let's go ahead and see what she thinks. Hey Pip! I made enchilada, chicken enchiladas. Give it a taste, see what you think. Tell me what you think. How is it?
That's pretty good.
It's pretty good?
Yeah.
Ooh, that means I did a good job.
Yeah,
Hey! Like I said in the beginning, this is my first time making chicken enchilada. I didn't expect anything less because I make lasagna before, so it's pretty similar. But yeah, this is what you get today. Thank you for watching my video. If you think that you like it, if this is something you can do, then click on the bottom and subscribe, and also hit the like button. Drop me a comment, tell me what you think. But until next time, I'll see you guys again. Bye!